All right, this story starts crappy, gets crappier, but I promise you it turns out good. I'm having to give up my Journey into Mystery 83. And you all know this book. It's the first appearance of Thor from 1962, one of the top Silver Age grails. And you can see my copy is pretty nice. It's a 4.0. So I am taking Thor out of my collection, which makes me really sad. Why do I have to give this book up? Because I won a bigger book. And this is where the story gets crappier, because Journey into Mystery 83, my copy is about $7,000, doesn't come close to covering this new book that I'm going to get. So let me show you the other books that I have to give up. And boy, they are some monsters. Anybody who's watched my channel knows that I'm a huge fan of Alex Schomburg and his airbrush covers. This one's exciting, 66 from 1949. What a beautiful cover. You got Judy of the Jungle. She is on a phoenix and everything is so parallel. This isn't just any copy. This is one of the best copies in the world. If you thought that book was crazy, check out this one. This is Winter Comics number 15. It's not just any copy. It's the Davis Crippen copy, D copy. It's tied for the highest graded in the world. This is the second most famous Zila cover after the one that I showed you on my cup, Startling 49. So this is a huge book for me to give up. That brings me to the last book, Chamber of Chills 19. This is an unbelievable horror cover, pre-code horror. This came out in 1953. Gosh, got to be one of the top 3 horror covers that has ever come out. So I'm going to have to give that up too. So if you're familiar with the values of these books, they're going to add up to probably about $40,000. So those books plus a little credit that I had more than covers the next book. I'm shipping off these books today, and soon, which you'll see in this video, I'll get back the amazing new book. And this is where the story turns great. Welcome to the collection, Showcase 4. I've been after you for a long time and now finally have you in my collection. This, of course, is the first appearance of Silver Age Flash, Barry Allen. It's from 1956. I'm going to share 5 reasons why I bought this book. Before I do, let me tell you the price. This cost me $27,600. It's a book that I won from Heritage Auctions. And a big shout out to another Barry Sandoval, who worked out a consignment agreement with me. Why did I get this book? Here are the 5 reasons. As I get more experience as a collector, the more I respect history. This book has got to be one of the 10 most important comics in the hobby. It's often credited with being the first Silver Age comic book, and it symbolizes the industry emerging from the depths of the comic book code authority aftermath and signifies the reemergence of superheroes. At the time, of course, no one knew that Show 4 would mark the edges of the Golden and Silver Ages. But the cover, which is reason number 2, suggests a realization of this monumental shift. Man, I love this Carmen Infantino cover. The Flash runs so fast, he blasts out of the film. It almost says, hey, superheroes are back, but they've changed, they've been reimagined. To me, it has all the elements of a great first appearance. Main character prominently featured, simple but effective composition. Further, the Showcase banner, in blue, perfectly complements the reds, oranges, and yellows. Relative rarity. Compared to the Marvel Silver Age keys, Showcase 4 is much tougher to find. Currently, there are just over 600 copies of Show 4 on CGC Census. I doubt 1,000 exist. Compare the CGC counts to the Marvel keys from the same era. The first Ant-Man, Tales to Astonish 27, comes closest but still has more than double. Hulk 1 comes in at just over 2,000, Journey into Mystery 83 about 2,500, and Fantastic Four 1 at just over 3,000. AF-15 we're looking at 4,000, and it just goes up from there. Let's move to reason number 4. I'm talking about eye appeal, and it's the eye appeal of the particular copy that I have. Showcase 4 is such an unforgiving cover. The figure of Flash itself often has scratches or blemishes, and the right-hand side of the cover exposes every subtle flaw. Those types of flaws would bug the hell out of me. I prefer a copy that's cleaner, which this one is. The Flash himself looks great, and the right-hand side of the book is impeccable. Of course, if you zoom in a little closer, the flaws become more evident. The biggest issue is on the top left-hand corner. In the middle of the book, there's a scratch through the film, which is not ideal, but it's less easy to see than if that scratch were an inch to the right. The spine has quite a few small ticks. If you look really closely at the Flash's face, you can see where a tiny blemish is there right between his eyes, but it's super subtle. And when I zoom in, and I can only see it when I looked at it through a camera, it looks like that little spot is yellow. So it may not actually be a scratch between the eyes, it might be some kind of printing error, I'm not sure. Regardless, you have to be really close to this book to be able to see it. Let me say, in a 5.5, you're always going to see some flaws, but I like the way this 5.5 looks overall. It's a book that I'm happy to have in my collection. But it was a story by a legendary collector that actually made me pull the trigger on this book, which you can check out here. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around real soon.